All right, guys, hi, welcome to your Cellar Club December 2021. This season, I have something really special that I've wanted to do for a really long time. This is a mulled beer. So the concept of this, it's called Gluhbier, or Gluhbier. The concept, that is kind of like the German translation of the mulled beer. So Gluhwein, mulled wine. So the concept for this is when I was a kid, every single Christmas my mom would make this mulled wine, or what she called like Russian tea wine. And so it was just this incredibly aromatic thing, and she would have it on a sauce pot in the kitchen and she would just kind of have this really lovely boil going on. And I remember being a kid and just having the oranges, and my job was to stick cloves into the oranges to be kind of just like have this amazing boil, and the whole entire house would smell like this. So I've always kind of wanted to recreate that with beer. And then you think, well, that's gross, like hot beer is gross, but to be honest, so is hot wine. And so it's really not about that. So don't get kind of caught up in that, because you can A, drink this cold, and B, if you do want to mull this or heat it up, you can actually think about it is the fact that it's so incredibly spiced. It's really about the spicing. So this is not a delicately spiced beer. This is an aggressively lovely, very festive spiced beer. So when we open it, I bet it will kind of rock it out. Yeah. I would definitely tell you to chill it a little bit more if you're going to open it, because that makes the CO2 stay in solution. If you don't want the CO2 to stay in solution, you can open it warmer. And if you're going to mull it, even you can then, that absolutely will get all the CO2 out. So the one of the inspirations of this beer is definitely my mom's kitchen and Christmas. The other inspiration of this is Lindemann's Gluhkrieg. So Lindemann's is Leefman's Gluhkrieg. Leefman's is no longer in operation in Belgium, but they used to have this amazing beer that came out every single Christmas. It was a kriek that they heavily spiced, and it was meant to be mulled, or meant to be heated up for the holidays. And every single year I'd go up to Gold Hill and above Boulder with all the guys from the Brewers Association, and we would have this amazing party. And I just remember the saucepan of being just pouring bottle after bottle after bottle in it, and then like scooping it out just like you would eggnog or mulled wine. And so that's kind of like, this is my like an homage to Danny Miller. May he rest in peace, because we did this every single holiday season. So that's kind of the inspiration for Gluhbier. And the processing for Gluhbier is basically, we took a dark sour, or Oscar, and this one was from Foeder-65, which is called Stars and Strikes. We took the beer out about 3 months before it was completely done, and we kind of let it re-ferment a little bit on some fruit. And then at the same time, the pilot brewed a cranberry apple spiced beer, and the spicing was orange peel, lemon peel, ginger, mace blades, allspice, cloves, a lot of cloves, a lot of orange peel, and that's the big thing here. So we went really heavy on orange peel, really heavy on clove, a la remembering that orange from my mom's kitchen. So it sounds like a joke all in itself. This aroma is like, when you open this beer, they should be all like that. You're gonna have lovely, lovely tartness, huge fruitiness, that cranberry, that apple, and then the rest of it should be just remind you of that apple, that orange, full of whole clove. And you gotta think about the fun part about cloves, why they are such an interesting spice, is cloves are actually the flower of the plant, and it's like the dried up flower of the plant, and that is an incredibly aromatic thing. And when it is when the bud is dried, it becomes more incredibly intense. And when we actually made this beer, what we did was make a tincture of another, added more and more orange peel. We made a tincture of orange and clove. I boiled it. It was in the kitchen here at New Belgium. And I took this pot, just like my mom's kitchen, and I walked through the whole brewery. And I was like the Pied Piper of Christmas, because when Ted and I were filling the keg up to inject into the beer, people were behind us saying like, what are you doing and what are you making? And we showed them this pot and we were like, oh, we're making a Christmas beer, or we're making a holiday beer. And so that definitely, I was like, oh, we're doing something right. If we can get people to migrate from all the corners of the brewery, this is good stuff. For the food pairing for this, I mean, this is exactly what this is supposed to be. This is basically, think about this as your greeting for any kind of holiday festivities. So it's definitely supposed to be drank alone. It's handed right to a friend when they walk in the door, a family member. It's the first thing that you get. So you're immediately just absolutely engulfed in the holiday spirit, the holiday season. You're in it, just like your nose is in this glass. It just immediately brings you that lovely cheer. But if you're going to pair it with food, it is absolutely, that's the whole point, is to have turkey, to have stuffing, to have green beans. The funniest thing about this beer to me is the best pairing is a very celery heavy stuffing. And that's the same reason why when we talk about Creek, and we talked about Creek probably last month, Creek, like any kind of root vegetable or any kind of celeriac, like lovage, celery, turnips, anything like that, if you ever try this with any kind of fruited, especially a fruited sour, you will be shocked and amazed. I mean, literally, if you eat a piece of celery and drink this beer, it tastes amazing. But if you actually boil it, puree it, do anything like that, root vegetables for me are it. The other thing that it's really great with is pumpkin pie. And that is because that's just pairs. It's like a total beautiful complementary thing. But if you want to contrast, that's when you're going to do the root vegetable. And then the last thing that I would say to pair it with is something like really sweet and glazed meats. So that ham, that sweet honey baked ham, is absolutely perfect with this, because it is everything that you wanted the ham to be, and it just wasn't. Take a sip of that and then you'll be very excited. So happy holidays to you guys, and I'll see you in December. Cheers.